Folks, it is Friday, and boy, I tell you what, I am so happy it is Friday. So hello to all my friends there on TikTok, and hello to all the folks who are listening to this on podcast either now or later on Spreaker, and hello to all those folks who are listening to KGRADB Radio plus YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and wherever else. So we're just hello, how are you? I hope that all you guys are having a beautiful, beautiful night. It is Friday. Boy, have you had one of those weeks you're just like, man, I just get to Friday. Just get, in my line of work, you just kind of get and say, can I just get to the next day? But honestly, it's nice to have to just chill out now. It's chilling out time. And thank you for those of you who are pushing that heart there on TikTok. I appreciate you guys doing that. Keep on keeping on. Keep rocking that heart. Apparently, that's supposed to help on TikTok, let people know, hey, look, we're live. And I've asked a lot of people about that. So they said, make sure people heart. Well, okay. I appreciate you. Heart. For those of you who are watching on KGRDB and, of course, YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and everywhere else, you'll notice if you're just joining us for the first time, I will look over here. And I promise you, I'm not talking to my imaginary friend. I'm talking to my friends there on TikTok. And if you guys see me look over here on this computer and this camera, it's because I'm talking to all the other folks. Okay. So I have run two different computers on this show. Plus we have Spreaker. So you can always listen to this show later on Spreaker, and you can just go to Spreaker and then, type in my name, Bishop James Long. And there you go. You'll have my information. That's why the Bible studies are there. The night prayers are there. Of course, the Sacred Division Paranormal Show is there. And I appreciate you loving my lives, and I appreciate you being here very, very much. Thank you so much for being here. Before we go and jump into our show this evening, I want to remind everybody, please do yourself a favor. Truly, I'm telling you this, you got to do yourself a favor. Make sure you go to this wonderful, fantastic website, kgradb.com. They are our sponsors for the show, actually shows. So when we're on Sundays and Mondays and Wednesdays, they're the ones that pay the bills behind the scenes as far as the StreamYard, and we appreciate that. We really do. They do a great job. And Mr. Producer is listening behind the scenes as well. So I do appreciate that very, very much. And Mr. Producer, we are going to be giving away some prizes tonight. So it'll be a busy night, I think, for you as well, sir. But it'll be a fun time. We're looking forward to that. And of course, again, kgradb.com. Now, what's there? That's a great website. They have a lot of paranormal shows. I mean, a lot of paranormal shows. And yep, the Sacred Division airs there as well. And guys, I'm telling you, it's quality shows. But make sure that when you go to subscribe, and you want to make sure you subscribe, put Bishop. Make sure you put Bishop there. And as far as the promo code, because if you put Bishop, you're going to get 30% off. 30% off. And look, with gas prices these days, we need to save every penny we can, with all due respect. We really do. We really do. So KGRAD as in dog, DB. So KGRADB.com. And again, Bishop is where you need to make sure that you put in there as far as the promo code. And of course, you can also go to my website, BishopJamesLong, LONG.com, BishopJamesLong.com. And there I do teach, I teach demonology, angelology, paranormal studies, and genealogy. I teach all online. And of course, someone is sending me a message right now in the middle of a show. And so, do yourself a favor, check out the KGRADB, and if you would, go to my website. And if you're considering being a student, it's all online. I teach these classes all online. You learn at your own pace. And that's the great thing about it. You learn at home, and there we go. All right. Now, before we get into the show, I want to let everybody know that I saw the new Elvis movie today. I saw it. I wanted to make sure that I saw it before I came to the show. And I got to tell you something. It was pretty fantastic. It was pretty darn fantastic. Of course, Tom Hanks. Look, Tom Hanks. What can you say for Tom Hanks, right? I mean, Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks. He's a phenomenal actor, and I think he does a great, and I mean a great job as Colonel Tom Parker. I mean a fantastic job. Also, of course, Austin Butler. He played Elvis, and he did a great job. He really did. I'll give Austin. I was kind of, no, I don't know about this one, but honestly, I think Austin did a great job portraying Elvis. A lot of people, there's a lot of rumors online about, Elvis being racist and all this other nonsense. That's the most idiotic thing in the world. If you ever hear that, that's just stupid. Elvis grew up in the ghetto. Elvis, some of his closest friends were African Americans. He was he loved the blues. He felt very much at home at Beale Street in Memphis. He felt that was his people. That he loved it. And so and he was very, very close friends with B.B. King, as well as some phenomenal blues singers. That was a very important element in Elvis's life. So to say that Elvis was a racist is just stupid. Obviously, people who make comments like that clearly are trolls, and they have no idea who Elvis Presley truly absolutely was. And the thing is that you can say whatever you want to about Elvis, but one thing he did not do is he did not have these cheap little auto-tune crap that you have going on now. Literally, you can have an elephant sing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" and it'll sound good with auto-tune. I think auto-tune sounds terrible. Sounds absolutely horrible. But Elvis didn't have auto-tune. Elvis had quality, his actual natural voice. No auto-tune there at all. So whether you like Elvis or not, he's pretty phenomenal. Pretty darn phenomenal. The movie itself was really good. And I liked how they accurately portrayed Tom Parker. Because Colonel Tom Parker, whether you're not, he was a piranha. Whether you like him or not, he was a piranha. He knew how to make a buck, and he did. He was very good at it. But Parker he was a gambler. He had a major problem with gambling. He was a degenerate gambler. He would blow millions, and he had some serious gambling debts to some people that were not so nice people, and he really put Elvis in a bind. Because of his gambling debts. And that's why Elvis was stuck basically in Las Vegas to basically pay off, Colonel Parker's debts. Elvis hated it. He hated Vegas, hated it. He liked it at work, but he just felt like he was trapped. But it was really good. And whether you like Parker or Colonel Tom Parker or not, I can say this about this. Colonel Parker did, without question, help Elvis blow up to be a mega superstar. He was probably the best, if not one of the best music promoters in the world. Again, whether you like him or not. And Elvis needed Parker, but I think Parker needed Elvis a heck of a lot more, especially because he was a degenerate gambler. But I really liked the fact that, okay, please, Jennifer, please. Okay. Thanks no more messages. I liked the fact that Parker, that was portrayed by Hanks. I like that a lot. So I strongly suggest, again, I'm not here to whether or not you like Elvis or not. You can say whatever you want to about Elvis, but I know quite a bit about Elvis because I'm a fan. Elvis was one of the most giving human beings, I think, that ever walked the face of the earth. There was a family, it was an African-American family. As a matter of fact, Elvis was at a very quickly, and we'll get into the show. He was buying a car for, I don't know what it was. He was just buying another car, and he was actually inside the place, and there was an African-American family, the little boy and a mom and a dad, and they were just kind of browsing and looking in. And the mom really loved this baby blue Cadillac. She just loved it. And Elvis then was coming out, and they didn't really know Elvis was in there. And Elvis was coming out with his entourage, and the little boy said, "Mama, you're going to have a car like that one day." And the mom said, "I don't think so, honey. Though that car's not for us." Well, Elvis overheard the conversation, and he walked back into the car lot, the place, and he switched the title, and he came back out and he said, "What's your name?" And she said, "Elvis." Well, it was Elvis Presley. And then "Well, what's your name?" And he wrote, and he said, "Now you can own it." And he gave her the title of the car, and he gave the keys to the car, and it was paid in full. Now, see, a lot of people don't know stories like that. And I heard this story because I had the opportunity to meet Charlie Hodge. who was just Elvis's backup singer, his right-hand man on the stage. When I got to see him and Eddie Miles was an Elvis impersonator. And I got to about 45 minutes. I got the opportunity to speak to Charlie. And there are so many stories like that, so many stories that people have no clue. But that was Elvis, whether you like him or not. You can say whatever you want to about his singing and his music and all this other stuff. That's fine. But one thing you can't say is you cannot ever say he was a selfish man. No, he was not. That was one thing he cannot say. All right, I'm going to remind everybody, of those of you who are on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, please remember, this is the Paranormal Show. We're going to get into it. And I just remind everybody, please, couple rules, couple little housekeeping ideas that we want to pass along to you. Please do not mention demonic entity names in the chat. That really is a form of summoning. And there is no reason for us to use demonic entity names. There's none at all. So therefore, I've got to tell you, well, thank you very much, Kitty. Therefore, folks on TikTok, we have quite a few moderators in there. If you're going to mention demonic entities' names, you're going to be muted. Okay, so it's not because we're being rude. It's just because we're trying to make sure that everybody stays safe, because this is really serious stuff when we're dealing with. So again, please, no demonic entity name, and just be kind to one another, right? That's all we want. We'll just be kind, and that's it. So tonight we have a very interesting show for the first half hour, 45 minutes or so. And then we're going to get into the demonology and the paranormal. We're getting to your questions at the top of the hour. My sister, Shannon Long 30, is with us. And I'm very, very excited because tonight she's going to tell you a little bit about herself and what she's going to offer you guys. I have a very open mind when it comes to psychic and mediumships and spiritualists. I mean, I don't judge people. I don't condemn people. It's not my place to judge. And some people absolutely believe in psychic mediums. I know psychic mediums, and they are very gifted. I met people who work with the police department. And when I was a chaplain for the big city here in Kentucky, I actually was with the family. And I've told this story many times before. And I was with the police, and the police wanted me to be with the family because a medium basically told the police where they could find a missing person because they said the person had been killed. And so I was there on scene to try to keep the family away from the scene because they didn't want, obviously, the scene to be messed with. And the psychic gave them the location where they could find their loved one buried. Folks, I can't explain it, but I'll tell you what I saw. The psychic medium was within 5 feet. 5 feet of where they said the body was. They located the body. Now you explain that to me. How the psychic medium didn't kill the person, but they certainly knew within 5 feet where they could find the body. So you can say whatever you think. You can think that you're right, but I can tell you only what I saw. And people say, well, that's demonic. Well, no, because the demons don't give you peace of mind. And the family was able to have peace of mind knowing that now they have the remains of their loved one. They were able to properly bury them. And so, and you would never know who this person was because the person is not famous, nor do they want to be known. But that's what I saw. I can't deny what I saw. So let's go ahead and have my sister Shannon Long 30. Hello, Miss Shannon Long 30. Are you with us? Shannon Long 30.
I am with you.
Okay.
Didn't like it's got some ghosties in. Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So hopefully you're coming in and out. So hopefully we can get a better reception there. But why don't you tell everybody what you are going to offer them tonight?
Well, of course, as humans, we all will to lie, free will to own our truth. Essentially, that is when I do a reading. If you ask me a question, my guides guide me. I don't not doing tarot. I do throw bones. There are a lot of things that I use if I really feel like I want to, but if you have abilities, then you just naturally here, and your guides help you, and
Yeah, you're going out. You're going out there. The messenger. It might be a messenger going in and out. I think we're losing her. Technology. This is why I get so frustrated, because I wish TikTok would allow third-party applications to connect to them, because then we wouldn't have an issue like this. But TikTok.
I'm good. No. I'm here.
No, it's not you. It's TikTok. It's TikTok, because they won't allow third-party applications like Zoom and StreamYard to connect. And
that's exactly right.
Oh, TikTok! Come on, TikTok!
Yeah. So do better.
How would you define yourself? What would you define? A psychic medium, a medium, spiritualist? How would you define who and what you are?
I am all of the above. I have clairvoyant ability.
Okay, let me try to call you. I don't know if this is a messenger problem. Yeah, let me.
With you?
Hey, yeah, let me call you on your actual phone, because that might be a messenger issue.
All right.
Okay. Well, we were using Messenger, so maybe it's a messenger problem. I hope it is. This is one of those things when you're on live show. You do the best you can. The thing is, we actually have, Mr. Producer, we have a studio, and we have a studio line, but we can't connect that to TikTok. Very frustrating, I tell you what. All right, let's see. Here we go. Maybe this will be a little bit. Yeah, maybe this will be a little better. Yeah, it could be a messenger issue. Who knows? Okay, so you identify as a psychic medium.
I identify as everything. We just switch. That's essentially saying we have all abilities. It's back in the day, it was this horrible thing that was of the devil. That's not what we're born this way. We don't ask for it. We don't read a book. It's just, this is the way we're born.
So what you're going to do today is offer people readings.
Yes, as long as they're truthful and they're themselves. And I know I'm not gonna, we don't play games. So
all right. So let me ask you this question now. When now what will you not do? So that way we can put the ground rules in here. What are you not going to do as far as your readings?
I won't go in depth. If there is an issue and I see it, I will definitely say there is an issue, but it needs to be handled on a private forum. I do ask, in the event that you give your God-given name, not the name on TikTok. And I understand transgender community. I understand, believe me, we support LGBTQ. But understand this as well. If you give me the name Alice and your name is Alexander, then just understand I'm gonna pick up on Alice.
Okay. And all right. So now here's the deal. Shannon prefers we're going to have folks call in. That way it's easier. She likes to hear people's voice. There are some people that can do readings just by, I don't know how they do it. But anyway, that's how we're going to do this. We're going to try the best we can, but you got to listen. What you need to do is you need to call in. I'll say hello and tell them you're on the air, and then you will ask the question, and then Shannon will answer, and you got to listen, because I can't put the speakers side by side. I just can't do it. It's it's impossible. It's too difficult to try to explain, because I have two different phones and two different speakers running at the same time. So that's how we're going to run the show. So here's the number that you need to call if you want to call in. Are you going to give any answers as far as health questions?
To a degree.
Okay. All right. So there we go. We're going to be doing this. And of course, the views expressed are those strictly of the guests and do not necessarily reflect those of Bishop James Long or KGRADB. Have to do it. You have to do those things. And it's one of those things, anytime you have psychic mediumship, you always have to make that disclaimer and understand that entertainment purposes only. Because everything is so litigated. All right, here's the number. If you want a reading, the number is 502-531-3827. That is the number. You're going to call in and just give your first name, because we don't want to give to everybody privacy. Just your first name, whatever it is. Again, 502-531-3827. That is the Marco says, I like the fact that she's straight to the point. Isn't that the truth? I like that too. Okay, so area code
producer, by the way.
Oh no, that's area code 480. You're on with us. Hello.
480.
Okay, so stop calling, folks. Please, this is a pain in the ass. Stop calling, folks. Stop calling. We got somebody on the line with us, so I'm being slammed with a bunch of people trying to call, and you can stop calling, because the more people who are calling, then you slam the phone. You know what I mean? And trying to do this is not a very. I don't want the Mac Mini. I want the speaker. Okay. What's that? All right, hold on, Catherine. I'm going to try to fix this real quick. And God, this is. I wonder why this isn't. Okay.
Would it help if I just go live too?
No, you can't go live. All right, I'll just put it up to this, and we'll do it this way. Okay, Catherine. Your name is Catherine. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, her name is Catherine.
Okay. Catherine with a K?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you. Okay, Catherine, you're giving me a headache. Yeah. Well, no, that doesn't. That just. Do you have a lot of allergy problems? Do you get dizzy and kind of have blurred vision at times?
No, not so much blurred vision. No, I'm up here in the woods where it's raining, so we've got so many allergies up in this area.
Because they're allergies. Okay, that's what. Because it's right in my temples and like right over my eyes. So and normally something like that would say like like your eyes water a lot, you get really bad headaches, and so okay. Go ahead. What's your
question?
Let you know. No, that's okay. That's okay. I am going to a reading actually tomorrow. A group reading. A neighbor is having it. And I was wondering if the spirits, if they're going to come, I'm coming and we're going to have this meeting, with them. Is everybody going to be there? I hope. My relatives. Or who I'm, close to.
I can't. What is she asking?
She's asking, basically, she's going to do a group reading tomorrow, and she wants to know, in fact, if all of her family members, I guess, in passing, are going to be there.
No.
Really? That's sad.
Your ancestors are with you always. But you have to understand the things that occur after the life, our life on the earth, the life in the flesh, spiritual. What we do spiritually is not what we do as flesh.
I see.
But your ancestors are always with you.
Like way back ancestors, right? Like early?
She's talking about early ancestors.
Yes, and your whole and your ancestral line. You will have one main, like a guide. You know what I'm talking about? Like, when you have a guide that comes in. Okay, there's a primary ancestor from each. Your grandmother, great-grandmother, great-grandfather, etc. It goes all the way down the line. There will be a primary ancestor, yes. But will the room be packed? No. But you'll have what you need. You'll do just fine. You always do. You just need to relax and ground, center yourself.
All right. Remember, folks. So let's wrap this up. But what do you have? What's the final verdict for her?
Oh, she's gonna do amazing. I mean, she always does. She knows that. I don't have to tell her that. She's fine. You just need to relax. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself, and you got this. So, and you'll have the help that you need.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, and thank you, Bishop.
All right.
Sure. Thanks,
have
Catherine.
A good night,
All right.
heart. Blessings,
All right.
love and light.
Bye-bye. Yeah, folks. Again, again, this is very, very complicated to do this because my stupid sound thing has decided. Well, I just don't want to work now. So that's why I can't have the speaker on. So that's why now I have to hold the phone up to you guys and to Shannon somehow, so everybody can hear. Which people are saying I can't hear. Well, I'm doing the best I can. What do we expect? This is my shoestring budget. So on the show, folks, this is all right. There we go. 612. You are live with us. Hello, area code 612.
Okay.
What's your question? 612. Yeah. What's your question? Okay, Ronald. What's your question?
I just want to know if I will basically develop my gifts a little more fine-tuned, get them a little more refined than what I've been using.
Okay, so Ronald wants to know if he's going to be able to fine-tune his gift a little bit more, and what can he do, in fact, to do that?
A lot of meditation. Forgive yourself. That's one of the biggest issues we all have. Open yourself up without. Always remember where your feet are. If your feet are on the ground, you're grounded. Center, focus, and you say your gifts or your gift. You're focusing on one primary gift. If you have one ability, you have many. So just open yourself up. Try many abilities, and that way you will be wide open. Of course, align your chakras, meditation, and never use guided meditation.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right, Ronald. Thanks a lot. Bye. You too. Bye-bye. Okay. So again, 502-531-3827. Folks, what you need to do is call, get your name, and write to the question. And then we will we'll go from there, and I'll just pass along your thing. So area code 619. Hello, 619. Who's calling, please? Okay, please. Can you turn your computer down because there's an echo? Okay, great. All right, and what's your name?
My name is Isa.
Isa. Well, hello there. Yeah, Isa. And what's your question there, Isa?
I have been long-term planning for a big project to come through so that I can do the work that I really want to do, which is more missionary work and whatnot. And I want to know if my big projects will come through so that will pay off and help me do God's work.
Okay, so she's trying to do. Did you hear that, Shannon, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
And, sometimes it's not always big works. God, specified, love your neighbor as you love yourself, feed the hungry, clothe the naked. But as of right now, there's a lot of need. What you need to be doing is networking. And you're gonna find what you need, but I don't know how to say this. Just be careful what you ask for, because you really might get it. And it's being overwhelmed. Make sure you have someone that's taking care of you as well.
Okay.
I have that in place. I really appreciate that.
You're so welcome.
I'm excited. I really am excited. COVID messed things up.
Yeah.
You're gonna do really well. You just remember to breathe. Remember to breathe, and center and focus and give God all the glory. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. You have a good day.
You are so welcome.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, so let's see. We have area code 248. Hello, 248. What's your first name? What's your question? I'm sorry, what?
Mary,
Mary, what's your question?
my question is about the lights that I've seen my entire life. I'd like to know if they're a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I've seen lights my entire life. I'd like some information about what I'm seeing.
Okay, so she's seeing lights all her life, and she wants to know if this is a bad thing or if this is a good thing.
Okay, can you specify?
What kind of lights are you talking about? Yeah.
Seeing, is it peripheral? Is it right in front of you? Give me a little more information.
Okay, well, they're actually right in front of me. There's different lights. There's a
Okay.
very bright one if someone's expecting a baby.
Mhm.
Different colors. I find if
Okay.
someone's ill.
And that's exactly what they mean. So the psychic ability that you have is associated with, well, a lot of hours, a lot of blues. It all has to do with your chakras. And other people coming through, you're acknowledging that, yes, there will be a transition soon because we never die. We just move on. There'll be a birth in the family. There'll be, something amazing to celebrate, or there's going to be a lot of mourning. So that's just an ability that you have. But focus more inside, align the chakras, meditate a lot, but create your own form of meditation. Don't ever let anyone tell you how to meditate. You meditate in your own manner, in your own way.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, wonderful. May I ask one more question?
Okay, one more question.
Is the cancer going to come back, or is it gone for good? Can you see that?
Yeah, actually, I kind of got a little, my throat kind of went a little, I don't think if they're saying remission, I don't think that is, yes, it's coming back.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm filled with gratitude for the information.
All right, thank you very much.
Let me know how you're doing, by the way.
All right, bye-bye. Folks, a lot of people are asking, Bishop Long, you're a clergy. Why are you having a psychic on? Bishop Long, why are you having that? And I get slammed every single time. Every time I do a show like this because I have a psychic on, you're not supposed to do this and you're not supposed to do this. And you know what? Until you pay my bills, you're not going to do it. You're not going to tell me what I can and cannot do. So let me make this very, very clear. If you don't like the fact that I like psychic mediums, you can just go ahead and turn this off because I really don't give a damn. Because quite honestly, I'm not asking for your approval. I don't seek your approval. This is who I am. And I don't care if you like it or not. You can go on Facebook. You can go on whatever the hell you want to go on and complain about Bishop Long. I don't give a rat's ass. I am not going to be attacked because people want to attack me or my credibility. My credibility is very clear. I've been doing this for 20 years, never charged a damn penny in my life. So if you don't like it, then you can go ahead and switch because I didn't ask you to tune in the first damn place. So if you don't like it, see ya later. Goodbye. Adios. Arrivederci. I don't care. I'm not going to sit there and play games anymore and try to kiss people's rear end because they don't like the fact that clergy actually supports psychic mediums. If you're going to preach the Bible to me, then by God, you better start preaching the whole damn thing, because actually in 1 Samuel verses 28, don't forget that it was actually when Saul then said to his attendants, find me a woman who's a medium so I may go to inquire her. Yes, Saul, the great Saul himself, that you think is the greatest man, or one of the greatest men that walked the face of the earth, who actually went to a medium. And furthermore, if you're going to use Deuteronomy that you should not go to a psychic or soothsayers for they should be stoned to death, then you know what? Then you can't eat mixed cottons, you can't eat shrimp, and you got to blow your trumpet during Yom Kippur. And by the way, you got to burn your furniture too if you're on your menstrual cycle. And if you don't, then I can stone own you. So if you're going to use the holiness code to judge somebody, then I'm going to turn around and judge right back at you. And furthermore, if you're going to use Deuteronomy to judge somebody, and it wasn't even talking about psychic mediums at the time, because the psychic mediums, as you understand, is not the same term as psychic mediums as we understand. So if you don't understand, first of all, that terminology changes, and you and me have nothing else in common. So go ahead and switch on, because if you can't figure that out, then I can't tell you common sense. Because psychic mediumship, is our understanding, is not the same thing as psychic mediumship is their understanding. And I've talked about this many, many times before. I am not going to placate to people who are going to sit there and be all pious and mighty and pass judgment on somebody because they believe in a psychic medium. If you don't believe in a psychic medium, I don't care. Then don't tune in. It's really, really simple. Now, it does tick me off because people want to use the Bible to judge somebody because, in fact, if you're going to use the Bible, if you're going to use the Old Testament, if you're going to use the holiness code, then you need to follow all 613 laws. And if you don't follow all 613 laws, then you're a damn hypocrite. And don't forget, Jesus didn't like hypocrites because the Pharisees and Sadducees were hypocrites. And he was very blunt that they would not inherit the kingdom of heaven. He did not like two-faced people who preach one thing on Sunday, act like they're all pious and mighty. And then on Mondays through Sunday or Monday through Saturday, then they're actually going to the very places that they condemn. So don't come preach to me, because if you want to preach to me, I will preach it to you, and I'll give you the Holy Spirit right now. I'm not playing games. I'm tired of people acting like I'm supposed to placate to their demands. I don't placate to anybody's demands except for Jesus Christ. And last time I checked, you need to get off the cross and let Jesus have a try. Next question. All right, Eric code 317. Hello, 317. How are you?
Chicago.
Hello?
Hi. What's your name?
Oh, hi. My name is Bethany.
Hi, Bethany. What's your question?
I have a lot of respect for you, Bishop Long, and I totally understand, what you say about, people condemning and stuff, and I'm kind of confused because I'm a Catholic,
Yep.
and I'm pretty intuitive, I think, but I've always kind of shut things off.
Sure.
And recently I got into tarot, and I also was praying the rosary a lot and the Seven Sorrows. And I felt like Mother Mary was telling me to stop using the cards and trying to give me some kind of warning. And, I know my priest, says don't get into the divination and stuff, And so my conscience is bothering me. But, yeah, I'm confused.
Let me ask you a question. Let me
can't shut it off.
Let me ask you, my friend. Let me ask you a simple question, okay? Do you believe that this gift is a gift from God?
I feel like it's not bad, but everybody tells me it's bad that you can't tell who's really giving you the information.
Well, now that part right there, see, and that comes with developing your skill and developing your ability. And so then you're able to decipher based on your own spirit guides on what's trying to creep in. And that's a very valid point. But here's the problem. And there's a lot of people asking, let me answer the question. So for those of you who are just tuning in, very, very quickly, I'm not going to go into a whole dissertation on the Old Testament. The Old Testament talks about Deuteronomy and how you should not see soothsayers, mediumship, and they should be stoned to death, basically. Well, here's why that was written. At this time, paganism, polytheism was increasing in the Hebrew culture, and they were fighting. Moses was fighting polytheism because he wanted to obviously establish a monotheistic faith, only one Yahweh. The problem is there were multiple gods at this time. There was paganism, don't call it anymore. Hold on for everybody. So there was multiple gods, but their belief at this time, and they had intermediaries. And what happened is if your loved one passed away, you would go to these intermediaries and you would pay a certain amount of shekels, whether it be 5 shekels or 10 shekels, to appease each god of these gods, lowercase g. Well, here was the abomination, because people take it out of context. You got to read the whole part of the scripture in context, because it was talking about the golden calf and false idols. Again, please stop calling, because I'm trying to stop calling for a second. So what was going on is you would go to these intermediaries and you would give these shekels to these frauds because basically you would offer them this money, and then they would say, okay, well, the God of rain is no longer accepting only 5 shekels. You got to pay 10 shekels or 15 shekels or 20 shekels. And if you don't, then he's going to punish your life, your family, for a loved one. He's going to raise them up, that's necromancy, and punish them for eternity. That was the abomination. The abomination was these fraudsters, basically. And then you go to these intermediaries who are offer these shekels to these gods, and then they would say, oh, no. I don't have 30 gods. Now we have 40 gods. And now instead of 10 shekels, it's 20 shekels for each one. So basically it was extortion. So they would threaten you that if you didn't give each one of their gods a certain amount of shekels, then that god was going to punish your family member in Hades for eternity. That was the abomination. This is what I learned when I was studying in the Roman Catholic Seminary graduate school while I was studying for the Roman Catholic priesthood. So for anybody who said, well, I don't believe that, well, then go talk to the people who have doctorate degrees in Hebrew, history, etc. So that was the abomination. Remember, even Saul went to a medium, and he disguised himself, putting on clothes, etc. And he wanted to consult the spirit because he was afraid of this war that was about to happen. So our understanding of a psychic medium today is not the same as it was in Moses' time. Folks, language changes. I mean, you can think of words if you say, oh, rad. Well, people don't say rad anymore. Hang loose. Well, people have no idea what you're talking about if you said that 400 years ago. Language changes, and it has changed since 5,000 years ago, certainly. So that is what the abomination was. The abomination was going to these intermediaries who called themselves whatever terminology you want to define, and they were fraud. And they were fighting, and Moses was fighting and combating polytheism at this time. And so they basically were offering, this is where the false idol comes from. They were offering shekels to false idols and basically putting it in their pocket. So clergy members should know this. And the fact that they don't is a very troubling issue with me. And then they make people like yourself feel very, very guilty. Because God perhaps has given you this gift and this ability, and now you have this guilt that's weighing you down, saying, well, maybe I shouldn't do it. I say this to you. What's your first name? Bethany. Here's what you need to do. And this is, again, what they taught me in the Roman Catholic Seminary. Always follow your conscience. Don't follow man's law or man's rule. You follow your conscience and go to prayer with us. And if you feel that this is a true gift that God has given to you, then no one has the right to question it. Because if they question your gift, then they are questioning the very one who bestowed that gift upon you. And woe to them when they meet the very being that gave you that gift.
That's amazing. I'm going to think about that.
Okay, pray upon that. And be at peace. And whatever you feel, you never act with a doubtful conscience, because you may allow an evil to occur. And what that means is, if you doubt, if you don't know, then you don't act upon it. But once you come to a conclusion that I know this is what it is, I feel in my heart this is right, I feel in my gut this is right, in my spirit this is right, and then who cares? Who questions it? That's their problem, not yours. Because you don't want to act you never act with a doubtful conscience. So take it to prayer, ask God to guide you, and then be at peace with whatever decision, whatever message he sends you. Be at peace.
They said that tarot welcomes demons. Is that true?
I don't like particularly tarot cards. Just any more than I do like I like a lot of tools that you use in paranormal investigation. I've talked about even a simple EVP, digital work. The EVP, you have a digital recorder. Well, EVPs are electronic voice.
I never touched tarot, ever, never. And in divination, I get like Richard Ramirez, John Wayne Gacy, Richard Speck. So you cannot control who comes through from the other side. And anyone that says that you can, they're the ones that are charging you $80 a reading. I will tell you that right now. No one controls the other side. No one.
There you go. So take this to prayer, and God's going to guide you. And then
can I say something to her?
Of course.
Again, real quick?
Yep.
Okay. Listen, I did. My grandmother taught my brother and myself. My brother's path, obviously, is Bishop James Long. His is a little different than mine. My grandma taught me the medicine and all the other stuff, and she knew he was going to be a priest. We all did. But I used to pray. I used to feel guilty because I would know these things. I could see these people. I could hear them. My empath was just out of control. I could feel their pain and their anguish. And I prayed to God and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't. It's too much for me. And God would put me in situations where that's all I had around me was these people that needed help. So I knew then I'm okay. I never questioned God again. Once I had my answer, I had my answer. I don't care what anybody else thinks of me, and move on.
Okay. How do I start opening that door and getting, I know I'm going to pray, but how do I start developing my gifts? Because I've been shutting things off for so long.
Okay. First of all, don't ever read a book. Never. Unless it's the Bible. Second of all, you're going to go inside yourself. You want to open up you want to tap into your spiritual self, not the self of not the flesh. You need to you have to deny the flesh. You need to eat healthy. You need to make sure you sleep. You need to learn how to ground and center yourself. All of these things are to protect you, the self. And as far as all these tools out here that people use, if you have true abilities, you don't need tools. All you need is the Holy Spirit, God, and you. That's all you need. Period.
That might be what Mother Mary was trying to tell me, because she told me when I was praying to stop using tarot cards.
Yeah.
Stop. I've not used tarot cards ever in my life.
Okay, we are getting slammed. We're going to have to go because we got a lot of callers.
Okay, thank you. God bless.
Okay. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, folks, again, we'll take a few more callers here. 502-531-3827 is the number, 502-531-3827. And again, if you don't like this, well, then no one is forcing you to watch it. It's very simple. Area code 217. Hello, area code 217. Who is calling? Well, hold on. Wait, let me put you on speaker. All right, 217. Who's calling?
This is Terry.
Hi, Terry. What's your question?
I was just wondering am I really going to see my mother again someday?
Is she going to see her mom again one day? Oh, Shannon. Hello, Shannon. Oh, did we lose him? Shannon, you there?
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Phones. Yes. You have to understand, people get the life of the flesh confused with the spiritual life. When you transition, you say goodbye to stress, to anger, to bye Caleb, bye Katie, bye Jamie, bye. You let go of the world and the people that are here, and you become a spiritual being that is all about glorifying and edifying God and Christ. And what God has planned for you is much greater than seeing your mother. Your mother is always with you. Every time your heart beats, your mom is with you. But will you have the same relationship with your mother? It'll be better. It's a closer, it's the most beautiful experience you'll ever know.
Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that.
All right.
You're so welcome, honey. And I'm sorry for your loss, but I was dead 29 minutes. And I will tell you this, death was the greatest experience life ever gave me. So she's at peace, and you need to be at peace.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. God bless.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yeah, it's always painful. It's always painful. Anytime you lose a family member, it's always painful. It's one of those things. And okay, boy, area code 276. Hello, area code 276. Who's calling?
76.
Hi, this is Carrie.
All right, Carrie, what's your question?
Mine is health related, and I wanted to see first if Shannon was able to answer. Basically, I'm just wondering if my health is going to improve anymore, if they're going to find answers of what is actually wrong with me, or what I should do spiritual wise to get healed.
Okay, let me give you some advice that I've had to take myself. I'm in end-stage heart failure. I have systemic lupus, and don't focus on what a doctor, the advice that a doctor gives you. Glorify God every single day. Live your life to its fullest. If you need medication, see a doctor, explain to them what is going on. Do you have medical problems? You have some issues, but it's not to the point that you need to, make final preparations. You have life ahead of you. It's all in the way you accept it, embrace it, love it, and live it. And do it. Just live. Don't focus on the transition. Focus on life. Live it, girl. Run, laugh, have fun, live.
Thank you, because that's been a lot of the fear of what's going on with me health-wise. It's been preventing me from living.
You need to. So fear is not. It has no power. When it comes to you, you will overcome fear. But you need to stop sensationalizing death and how bad how you're going to die, when you're going to die. Who cares? Who really, honestly, live your life. You are here on this earth right now. Snatch it up, grab it, live it, love it, and just do it. You're a beautiful person, but get out of, here comes death. Oh, here comes death. No, baby. It is life. Live it. Love it. You're amazing. Stop worrying about the end, because it's not the end. It's just the new beginning. I promise you, you're going to be fine.
Well, thank you for that.
You're so welcome, babe. Good luck to you, and God has you. Don't forget that.
Amen. Praise God. Thank you, guys.
All right, good night, too.
Amen.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, well, we're going to wrap this one up because it is just getting more and more complicated with the technology. Maybe one day, like I said, maybe one day when TikTok can, we're going to wrap things up, guys, because this is just way too difficult.
I will offer more in-depth readings if you guys are interested, but there will have to be a donation to my brother's ministry. And I don't mean like $5,000. You donate, $15, $20. I will absolutely do readings on my live or my page, Shannon Long 30. You send me a message, he'll verify, and I will give you a reading, a more in-depth reading. I prefer one-on-one so that it's not the world's business. But definitely I do request that you help my brother. He's an exorcist trying to get to people and deliver them from, our enemy. And he can't get there. He sold everything in his home. So honestly, there's nothing left to sell. So, Jamie, that's all I got. Thank you for having me. God bless all you guys. And I'm coming into TikTok.
All right. Thanks, Shan.
All right, babe. I love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, what stresses me is that I would love to make the segment go longer, and what really frustrates me is that you can't connect TikTok to like StreamYard or Zoom. And literally, I wish you guys could see it, because here. So this is the phone that Shannon was calling on. Then I have someone calling in here. Then I have a speaker over here. Then I have a speaker over here. And I have a microphone here and a microphone here. I'm trying to get them all to connect with one another. It's insane. It's insane. And that's what's frustrating. It's like all this could be easily fixed like that if we could connect StreamYard to TikTok, but we can't because TikTok won't allow it. And then we could, heck, we even have a studio line where it's very simple. You just call in and we connect everybody, and that's simple. I mean, very easy, the way just like it should be. But I literally there's a lot to juggle, plus running the show at the same time. It's just too much, and the phone ringing off the hook. It's just too much. It's just too much. So, but I wanted to give that perspective, and that way you can go from there. For those of you who are on TikTok, if you want to follow Shannon, she's Shannon Long 30. For those of you who are on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, or again, you can go to TikTok and find her there, Shannon Long 30. But yeah, it's one of those things. People were asking about the Holiness Code. The Holiness Code is in the Old Testament. We are no longer under the Holiness Code. The Holiness Code is obsolete. We're no longer following the Holiness Code. There are 613 laws. The Holiness Code says you can't mix cotton. Well, is your clothing 100% cotton? Or is it a mixture of polyester and cotton, maybe something else? Because if it is, the Holiness Code says it's unclean. That you can't eat shrimp. The Holiness Code says you can't eat pork. How many of you like bacon? But the people who like to judge and say, "Oh, this is evil. This is Satanism. This is all this other stuff," they're using the Holiness Code. But yet they turn around. You're not supposed to be talking to psychics, and they're chomping on bacon. Really? Seriously? Or lobster. So that's the thing. We are under the new covenant. The new covenant says to love your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, body, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Oh, and by that, and that one part, thou shalt not judge. So anyway, that's it. Yeah, Purdue. Well, yeah, I'm running all the connecting things. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But maybe one day, TikTok will allow third-party applications like StreamYard and Zoom to connect to it. And then we could, really, honestly, once that happens, the sky's the limit as far as what we can do. I mean, we can just, it would be amazing, truly amazing. Okay. So people keep asking me, I'm not going back over to the dissertation about scripture, because if you just tuned in, I've already gone through that whole entire thing, and I'm not going to go through it again. So here's listen. I've said don't act with the doubtful conscience. You can allow an evil to occur. So if you don't want to, then don't. That's fine. But I can tell you that as a chaplain, I have met people who have helped the police. Thank you very much. Who have helped the police find missing persons or individuals who were murdered and buried. They helped the police. So you tell me, is that evil? Is that of the devil? Let me ask you this. What if it was your child, God forbid, that was kidnapped? and a psychic medium was able to find your child, and the police showed up, and your child was in the house and was taken away and is safe and sound and reunited back right with you, would you still think that that psychic medium was of the devil? I bet you wouldn't. I bet you wouldn't. Think about that for a moment. I have met people who were psychic mediums who were able to help the FBI locate missing children. Missing children who were actually instrumental in reuniting the missing children with their parents. Is that of the devil? Oh, yes, it's the devil, until it's your child. Okay. Then if your child and a psychic medium helps reunite you with your child, then it's of God. Do you see the hypocrisy? This is the hypocrisy that frustrates me as clergy. It really frustrates, because I've seen even clergy condemn psychic mediums. I mean, really, truly condemn them. But I guarantee you that these very same clergy who were condemning psychic mediums in the pulpit, if one of their children were missing and a psychic medium was able to help recover that child safely, I wonder how quickly their opinion would change. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe they'd still be ungrateful. It's not a tool to deceive, because the devil doesn't reunite. The devil doesn't give you something pleasurable. The devil doesn't give you peace of mind. The devil causes great turmoil. The devil would never give you closure. That's one thing the devil does not do. Demons never give you closure, ever. They steal your happiness. They steal your joy is what they do. They never give you closure. So that's it. I've already answered the question. I'm not going to answer any more questions about that. So that is Shannon Long 30. Okay. So if you want to follow Shannon Long 30, you can go to on TikTok, Shannon Long 30. She's in the TikTok, and there you go. I was outcast because I focused my work towards demonic attack. Yeah, isn't it amazing how I don't understand that. Inspector, someone in there in the chat says, Bishop Long, I graduated seminary. I was outcasted because I focused my work towards a demonic attack. Isn't that insane? You were outcasted because because God called you to serve in the demonic field. Isn't that beyond crazy? That is a ministry that Christ established. That's a ministry that Christ even bestowed upon his disciples to cast out demons. So if you're going to outcast clergy who have a calling to do this and say, well, no, it doesn't exist, then you're calling Christ a liar. What else can you do? I mean, if you're going to sit there and say, well, no, that demons don't exist, possession doesn't exist, well, then okay, then basically you're calling Christ a fraud, because this was a big part of Christ's ministry. I'm not going to step in those shoes and call Christ that. There's no way, because I don't believe it is a fraud. I think if Christ bestowed this ministry upon his disciples, then that's good enough for me. I don't have any right to judge that at all, because that is God saying demons exist, and so does possession, and it is important as a ministry. It's amazing. It really is. Necromancy, when it was talking about that, again, necromancy was talking about in the Old Testament raising the dead to punish them because you didn't give the pagan gods enough money after your loved one passed away. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. It makes no sense to me at all. No sense. It just doesn't. They are. Angels and demons are most certainly, absolutely 100% around us. And look, people always tell me, well, I want you to prove that demons exist. I'm not here to prove to you about anything. What do you mean? I got to prove to you that I'm not here to prove to you for nothing. I'm here to help the families who know that demons exist. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. That's not my job. Because see, when people say that, I want you to prove to me that demons exist. No, what you want is for me to try to establish your faith. You want me to try to zap you with some faith because you're questioning it. Well, that's between you and God. So you got to take that to prayer. I can't help you with that. I'm not here. This is not entertainment hour. I don't believe demonology should ever be entertainment hour. It's very sacred. It's a ministry. And that's it. Well, thank you very much. Oh yeah, certainly. So a clergy can be attacked. I mean, anybody. That's one thing that people always say to me. No. If you're a Christian, you cannot be possessed. No. Okay. Are you giving me your opinion or are you giving me a fact? I'm giving you a fact. Oh, how many demonic cases have you worked? Well, 0. So then how did you come about this fact? Because I, in fact, have had 30 cases of people who were violently possessed, and the majority of them were Christian. You see, people like to give their opinions as if it's fact. And that's ego. That's not factual, it's ego. And certainly, I mean, it's all about free will, folks. Please understand. For example, and I've talked about this. I've said this many times. For 20 years, I've been the paranormal. The first time I investigated the paranormal was 35 years ago. And I've been doing this ministry for 20, full time. And I've gone to thousands of people's homes. I've been to so many places and blessed so many. I'm the one getting the call and I'm the one answering the calls. And I'm the one going to people's homes. So I see the stuff. I see the legitimacy of demonic infestation and possession. But what happens often, the majority of times when you're talking about possession, there usually is some type of invitation. And what I mean by that, let's say you're a paranormal investigator and you go investigate and you say, hey, is anyone here? Can you make a noise? Can you touch me? Can you do something? That is an invitation in which you have given the spirit world, in which you have no idea who's going to come through and who's not going to come through. So you have given your free will the invitation to communicate with the spirit world, and you can have an attachment. So yes, I am telling you, you most certainly can be Christian and be possessed. And I'm telling you that because I have worked 30 possession cases where they really, truly were possessed, and the majority of them were Christian. And what happened is they made the mistake by either one, playing with the Ouija board, or getting into some dark magic, or accidentally opening themselves up by using EVP work or paranormal investigating, and that is dangerous. So that's what it is. Someone's asking, well, okay, you want to know my credentials? Okay, sure. It's on my website, bishopjameslong.com. I have a doctorate in the ministry. I have a master's of divinity, a master's of education, a master's of business, a bachelor of communication journalism, and associate of philosophy. I studied with the Benedictines, as well as I studied at Loyola University in Chicago with the Jesuits. And then I went to graduate school. I studied in the Roman Catholic priesthood for 6 years, but chose to join the Old Catholic Church because I wanted to be able to minister to everybody, regardless of their race, sexual orientation, age, or gender. There you go. I agree with you, Matthew. That's so correct. Ouija boards should not be sold. You're right. They do. They make it look like an innocent game. Boy, that's absolutely, Matthew. That's 1,000,000%. Because it does. It they advertise it. Oh, it's just in the toy section. You can go to the toy store and it's found there. It's crazy. It's crazy. Here's what's interesting. About 10 years ago, I had some really bad haters. I've hated haters since I've started 20 years ago. I really don't care. Here's what I always say to the haters. My message to them is this. Oh, you have an opinion on how I should live my life? Okay, and which bill of mine are you going to pay this month? And all of a sudden, it's get quiet, doesn't it? Oh, they got an opinion on how you should live your life, you see. Oh, they're going to tell you all about how you, even though their life is a mess, but they're going to tell you how to live your life. But yeah, they ain't going to pay any of your bills. But they got an opinion. Mm-hmm. But yeah, about 10 years ago, maybe 15 years, it was bad. It was terrible. It was just nasty, horrible haters. And I didn't know how to deal with them. I really didn't, because it's like, why is all this hate? Even death threats. I was getting death threats. When I went public, when I went on Ghost Adventures with Bobby Mackey's episode, the death threats were getting pretty serious. I had a parish there in Louisville, and we actually had to have an officer, a police officer, a plainclothes police officer to be there because of the death threats. And then when I went to paranormal conferences to give presentations on demonology, they had hired police officers just to sit around me because of the death threats. And why? Because I stand for women's rights. I stand for LGBT rights. I stand for divorced and remarried individuals. I stand for people's right to believe in what they want to believe in as they wish, without me condemning or judging them, because it is their right. It's not my right to judge anybody. And just because of that, that's it. And because, of course, I this is a ministry that I do in the church. That was it. That was the threat. So I think it was maybe 15 years ago, maybe or so, on Facebook, the hate was so bad. People were writing all kinds of nasty things. Nasty. Oh, you never went to the seminary. You never did this. So I said, now imagine this. This is what I had to do. Oh, sorry. This is what I had to do. Seriously, think about this. I actually, on Facebook, I had to post not only my degrees, copies of my degrees from the institutions in which I achieved them, but my transcripts. Now, just think about that for a moment. Let that sit in. Let that sit in just for a second. Clergy actually had to go on social media because of all the hate and the lies that people were spreading on Facebook, that I never went to the seminary, that I got kicked out, and all this other crap. I actually had to post copies of my degrees and transcripts. And do you know that even after that, the haters still hated? The haters still hated. And that's when I got to the conclusion, okay, all the haters, you have an opinion on how I should live my life? Fine. Then I will live my life the way you tell me how I should live my life, but you're going to pay my bills. And all of a sudden, I shut them up. But isn't that crazy? Most people don't. Most clergy that I know have never, ever had to post their degrees and transcripts on social media. But that's what I did. That's what I did. And that's why you can't allow people, you cannot live your life for other people. You cannot live your life for the approval of others. You can't. This is your life. This is you're the journey of you're your own author. And if someone else writes your story, then you're not living your life, you're living theirs. Don't allow anybody to write your own story. There's a lot of people who want to go in and write your own story on how you should live and how you should behave and what you should think. They love to write that, even though their life is in complete turmoil. And then if you're always trying to live your life for other people's approval, you're never going to live yours. You're living everybody else's life. Don't do that. Be the author of your own book, your own journey. And those who love you and respect you will read it and watch it. And those who don't will sit back and wish they were you. Because you're true to yourself. You're true to yourself. All right. So that's that's the way it is. I mean, sleep paralysis. Now there's a lot of people talking about sleep paralysis, and there's a lot of information about that. Someone said that sleep paralysis, and already and the reason is this is bringing up because there's so many people. You guys can't see this on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and KGRADB. There are so many people being muted on TikTok because there's so much trolling, and it breaks my heart because I think, man, my goodness, that's really sad that you have nothing else. You have nothing else better to do than on a Friday night than to troll clergy's live TikTok. I mean, look, I don't live a really exciting life. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty laid back. You know, I'm pretty chill kind of a guy unless you get under my skin and start attacking other people. Then you make me mad. And then I get pretty, as you just saw, I have an Irish temper. So when you start talking about other people, then I will defend somebody that I don't like, you know. But it's kind of amazing that people will go on social media and they'll troll. And I think, man, it's Friday night and that's what you're doing. That's a sad life. I thought my life was boring, but brother, let me tell you, that's pretty sad. All right, sleep paralysis. Yeah, sleep paralysis. There's a lot of theories out there on sleep paralysis, and people actually say, "Oh, sleep paralysis is always demonic. Sleep paralysis is always demonic." No, it's not. That's nonsense. No, it's not. Sleep paralysis is not always demonic, and anybody who says it is probably has never worked a demonic case until their entire life. But boy, I'll tell you what, they want to scare everybody and to make everybody think that sleep paralysis is. It is not. I actually had and I talked about this before. I had a neurologist who was on the show several years ago, maybe 10 years, 15 years. I've been doing this show since 2003. And I asked him about this. What is sleep paralysis? Well, sleep paralysis, basically, this is how, and I asked him to explain it to me in layman's term. And so this is what he said. The part where you dream is your subconscious. That's your subconscious. That's your dreaming place. Obviously, your conscious is the part what's analytical. You analyze, you think. So when you, basically the way he described it, when you go to sleep, when you're drifting off, right now your consciousness is controlling the brain, the motor functions. And when you're slowly drifting up, the subconscious then begins to slowly take control of the brain. This is where a lot of people will see or have a sleep paralysis episode where sometimes they'll see a demon or they'll see a figure or something of this nature. And the reason being because it's the subconscious part of the brain is where we dream. And so what happens is the consciousness is slowly drifting. The subconscious is increasing. The subconscious then projects an image. Let's say you're startled and you can't move. You can't say anything. You can't talk. You can't move at all. The reason is you can't move, and usually it happens for about 30 seconds or so, is because, remember, the subconscious is in control of the motor functions of the brain. The consciousness is obviously where you can move everything. Well, the problem is when you are awakened by a noise or whatever it might be, or what you think you see as an image, remember your conscious is not in control of the motor functions of the body. That's why sleep paralysis. So the subconscious is projecting an image in which you are able to detect. It's real. You think it's real. You absolutely believe it's real. You can't move. You can't scream. You can't talk. You can't do anything. It's paralysis. But then after 30 seconds, the consciousness then catches up. It has control of the motor functions, and you're able to move. That is 100% explainable scientifically. Scientifically, that's the neurologist said that is not, and he believes in demonic possession, but he said in those cases you can explain it very, very clearly. So let me talk about sleep paralysis a little bit, because this is one of the most misunderstood things. And people saying, "Oh, sleep paralysis is all demonic." No, it's not. Again, I spoke to a neurosurgeon. I spoke to a neurologist. It is not. And these are people who are educated in the field. They would know. There are two types of sleep paralysis. There's called isolated sleep paralysis and recurrent isolated sleep paralysis, otherwise known as RISP. isolated sleep paralysis, otherwise known as ISP, they are infrequent. They're short duration, approximately about 1 minute. ISP episodes are they're generally short and typically associated with the intruder, with the incubus hallucination. ISPs can, however, persist for up to a half an hour, depending on when your consciousness takes control of the motor functions of the body. So isolated sleep paralysis is commonly seen in patients that have been diagnosed with narcolepsy. And this is according to the neurologist. And narcolepsy attacks are more common when the individual is falling asleep. So if your issue is if you are seeing an intruder or this image, and it always happens when you are going to sleep or when you are waking up, 99.99% of the time, you are dealing with what is called isolated sleep paralysis. And the neurologist says you should be tested for narcolepsy. Now, there's another term called RISP, which is called recurrent isolated sleep paralysis. And this could last up to an hour or longer. A lot of people will describe as an out-of-body experience with this. And RISP individual can also suffer back-to-back episodes of sleep paralysis in the same night. It's unlikely, but it can. And this individual suffers from frequent episodes throughout their lifetime. So really the major difference between ISP and RISP is duration. So recurrent isolated sleep paralysis lasts longer. So look, guys, listen to me. Physiologically speaking, sleep paralysis is closely related to what's called REM atonia, REM atonia. And that's the paralysis that occurs as a natural part of REM. REM is rapid eye movement sleep. That's where you dream. And sleep paralysis occurs either when falling asleep or when waking up. And when it occurs upon falling asleep, the person remains aware while the body shuts down for REM sleep. And it is called predormital sleep paralysis. There's a term for it. Look it up, predormital sleep paralysis. When it occurs when wakening, the person becomes aware before the REM cycle is complete. And that is called postdormital. Okay, so there, I've given you the scientific explanation. I've given you a lot of information to go on. You can Google and you can do your own research. But the majority of times on sleep paralysis, that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with the subconscious and the conscious interacting with one another. Okay? I know it's a long story, but it's important because I get asked that all the time. The neurologist says that there's a lot of factors that can cause sleep paralysis, and stress can trigger it, especially insomnia, because you don't ever go into REM, which is rapid eye movement, is where you begin to dream. That's why, for example, propofol. You know the drug called propofol. That's what they give you when you get knocked out at the hospital. For anesthesia. Michael Jackson, for example. Michael Jackson was highly addicted to propofol, according to his physician. The problem with propofol is you never go into REM. So Michael Jackson, although he thought he was sleeping, he technically wasn't. He never ever actually got sleep because he never went into REM. And that's ultimately why he was so unbelievably exhausted, because the propofol was not for sleeping. Technically, it's because here's why: you don't dream under propofol. It's a 0% chance, 0. And that's according to Dr. Long, who is a medical doctor who I spoke to when I had my near-death experience and I saw my mom. So when you have propofol, there's a 0% chance of dreaming because you don't go into REM. And so it just basically knocks you out, but there's no sleep. Okay? Again, I don't want to get into a huge medical dissertation here because I'm not trained in the medical field. I'm just passing along the information from those who I have interviewed in the medical field. Okay? By the way, listen to this, everybody. How many of you actually like I'm okay. All right. People are asking me what my thoughts are regarding the Supreme Court decision. So let me just say this. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just not. That is something that I think we need to. I think if you want to watch shows on that matter, there's a lot of people doing online shows, and you can follow that. But I think tonight we're just going to try to have a good time for the rest of the night. I don't want to get into politics. I just don't. I have no desire right now. I have my own personal opinion, but I'd rather keep those to myself. I'm just here to entertain. That's it. I'm just here to entertain and educate. That's all I'm trying to do. Yeah, you've heard of the Ramsey? That's true. It's also known as the old hag syndrome, the incubus. Now, I've had a case of an incubus that was actually a valid incubus. Here's how you know the difference between an actual incubus versus sleep paralysis. If you're only seeing this creature or old hag when you're going to sleep or waking up, chances are it's sleep paralysis. But when you're dealing with an incubus or a succubus, then it's not contingent on those two factors. So it can happen right in the middle of the day. You're wide awake. And then you go into this kind of not a subconscious state, but almost a catatonic state, and you see this horrible figure. So it happens when you're wide awake. And yeah, it's pretty serious. Yeah, tap that. Yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you very, very, very much for tapping the screen and liking the video on TikTok. I appreciate that. I really, truly do. How many of you like Nightmare on Elm Street? Nightmare on Elm Street. I got to meet Robert Englund. Cool guy, nice guy. But listen to this. This is very interesting. For those of you who are big fans on the franchise on Nightmare on Elm Street, you might be interested in this. Jason Blum says he could make Robert Englund return to a Nightmare on Elm Street. This is by Matthew Neal. He says, I could get anyone back. The Blumhouse founder has claimed. So Blumhouse is very, very popular, very famous. Blumhouse founder Jason Blum has said he would have no trouble convincing Robert Englund to reprise his iconic role as Freddy Krueger in a Nightmare on Elm Street film if he wanted to, despite the actor having previously indicated no such return would be likely. Quote, I could make him come back, Blum told Screen Rant in a new interview published yesterday. He says, I could get anyone come back. I mean, Ellen Burns was 87. I got her back in the upcoming sequel to The Exorcist. So, yeah, 75 years old. He's young. Robert Englund, 75 years old. Blum said, referring to Englund. So Blumhouse, by the way, has been one of the most critically and commercially successful film studios of recent years. True. With hits mostly in the horror genre, including Paranormal Activity, Insidious, The Purge, and Get Out, which is a great, great movie. Us, very good movie too. Halloween and The Invisible Man. Now, back in 2019, it was reported that the estate of Nightmare on Elm Street creator Wes Craven was looking into a new movie and TV show based on the horror classic. And Craven's estate reclaimed the rights of the film earlier that year. And according to Bloody Disgusting, after the acquisition, they had been looking at pitches for both a movie remake and a TV show likely to air on streaming service HBO Max. So to date, Samuel Bayer's 2010 remake, also titled A Nightmare on Elm Street, remains the latest film entry in the franchise. You know, isn't it amazing? 12 years ago. Wow, it's been 12 years since we've had a remake of The Nightmare on Elm Street. But so there we go. Jason Blum from Blumhouse said, yeah, he could get Freddy Krueger, he could get Robert Englund to come back. It would be interesting. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't know if I could see any other actor. Well, thank you for the gifts on TikTok. I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know if I could see anybody else do that. To play Freddy Krueger. I mean, when you think about that, it's kind of hard to imagine that. Now, Monday, we're not leaving yet. We still got plenty of things. By the way, Monday, I want to let you guys know something because we have a very, very, very interesting show. Now, normally you guys know that we have open mic Monday. However, we're going to do something a bit different. Ladies, you need to listen. And gentlemen, if you have ladies, you need to listen. Or lady. Because I have a really interesting show for you on Monday. And I think you're going to like it. I hope. Well, my sister Jennifer Long came to me and she said, James, I've got so much stuff. Brand new stuff. And name brand, big time. If you know my sister Jennifer, I mean, she just, she loves the name brand stuff, and she's beautiful, and she is. Well, she says I have so much, I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of it. So here's what we're going to be doing, folks, on Monday. We're going to have a special show, and Jennifer's going to be here with me live. So she's going to be selling some of her items for dirt cheap, brand new. I'm talking brand new stuff. Now listen before you say, oh, okay. No, listen to this. And I don't know some of the, I don't, folks, I go to Walmart. If I spend more than $15 on a pair of pants, I'm ticked off. You know what I mean? Yeah, here we are. She says she's going to be selling Fenty, Fenty, Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. I think Rihanna is a singer. Loads of MAC, M-A-C cosmetics. She has lots of MAC's cosmetics. I don't think that's related to Apple, Mac, but MAC cosmetics. Tom Ford, Laura Mercier, I don't, Tarte, Anastasia Beverly Hills. I know Anastasia. When I went to Los Angeles, I saw Anastasia. Estee Lauder, and much more. There'll be foundation, tinted moisturizer, lip gloss, lipstick, highlighter, bronzer, eyeshadows. So for those of you who know, there we go. There's a concealer as well. Now, she also has purses, clothes, shoes, size 7, some 7.5. So there we go. So there's, if you like name brand stuff, and if you're liking makeup, I guess there's a lot of these people names. So if they mean anything to you, then you might want to tune in on Monday. We're going to be doing that for Open Mic Monday, and she'll be here, and she'll show it to you, and so your girls are going to be there. Yeah, and apparently she's going to be selling it for pretty darn cheap. She needs to get rid of it. She has too much. She said, and these are, like I said, it's brand new. And apparently some of this makeup costs a lot of money. But it's not going to be much. If very little. So you like, you need to definitely tune in. She was going to think about Poshmark, but she wants to give you guys the opportunity to chime in and kind of do something special for you guys. And I thought, well, sure, I'll pass it along. I have no idea who these people are, but maybe they will. And so sounds good. So there we go. So if you're interested, that's going to be happening this Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, folks, listen to she paid a lot of money for these guys, so she's got to recoup some of that money. Apparently, this Estee Lauder and Rihanna or somebody Ford, I don't know. Apparently, they're expensive, but anyway, listen to this. I'm curious. So anyway, it's Monday. Monday. Okay, well, if I don't. Okay. Listen to this and tell me what you think. I don't know about this one. When I read this, I thought I've got to let everybody know about this one. And again, I apologize if I have not said thank you again. Thank you again very much for the gifts on TikTok. I truly appreciate that. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you guys. Guys, listen to this story and tell me what you think. This is by Lee Bell. Dead Strange. Now be looking out for this, because see, that's an Alexa upgrade. It lets dead family member speak to you, by learning a voice in a minute. So here, listen to this. I don't know about this one. So this creepy feature is currently being tested right now by Amazon, reports say. And according to Sky News, who detailed the feature during its Mars conference in Las Vegas on Wednesday, it touted as a way to make memories last. That's how they're selling it. So the goal, said Amazon's senior vice president Rohit Prasad, is to, quote, make the memories last after so many of us have lost someone we loved during the pandemic. So the U.S. retail giant then showed off a video segment portraying a child who asks Alexa if grandma can finish reading me The Wizard of Oz. Before the artificial intelligent assistant affirms the command and changes her voice. So it's not Alexa's voice anymore. The idea is that after listening to someone's voice for less than a minute, Alexa would be able to simulate that voice when speaking. So basically, you can upload your a loved one speaking, like a minute of them speaking, and Alexa will somehow then put that voice together. So it's not clear how far into development this new feature is, or if it will be even rolled out at all. Right now, it's being tested. But there are already mixed reactions about it from people on Twitter, with some labeling it as terrifying and others comparing it to something straight out of an episode of Black Mirror. Commenting on the news, Twitter user, there's a lot of people said, there's no way. Some say Black Mirror couldn't even predict this kind of horror. Another person said, my mother's been dead for years and I've not been able to watch old home videos. No way I could handle this. Another person said, wait until it goes off at 3 a.m. How terrifying that would be to hear a dead person's voice. One person said, I don't want this. If it gives me someone comfort, good. Grief is a black hole. So the voice mimicking tech could also raise potential security concerns if it is able to imitate people's voices perfectly. Although judging by our experiences with Alexa and its ability to misinterpret simple commands, we doubt that that will be the case for some time. So that's basically so I don't know. What do you guys think about that? So in other words, if you have a recording of a loved one who had passed away, you upload that recording for 1 minute recording. Alexa, the artificial intelligence, will learn the voice and then mimic the voice. So you can tell Alexa to change the voice to your loved one who passed away. I don't know. I don't know. That's good. Mr. Producer, are you asleep or did we keep you? I don't know if Mr. Producer is like, nope, I'm going to sleep. Because if okay, well, hold on 1 second. I got a little private message there. I'm ready. Okay, Mr. Producer is ready. So, Mr. Producer, can you put in private chat what the phone line is again? Because that way I can have that, and I'll let everybody know. Because I want to give out a couple little gifts here before the time runs out. Because the time is a ticking. And before we know it, it is going to be going bye-bye. I don't know. That sounds weird about that Alexa thing. Me and our sister we lost our mom in 2014. I don't know if I would want Alexa sounding like my mom. I don't know. I mean, that doesn't sit well with me. I don't know about that one. All right, everybody, caller now. So in just a second, let me give you the number. Here's the. I got to tell Mr. Producer. Answer is the answer. Okay, so yeah, you do that. So here's the first. That was first answer, Mr. Producer. Now, I want you to write this number down, everybody, but don't call in yet because you don't know the answer. You don't know the question. 855, area code 855-472-5483. Yep, that's it. Area code 855-472-5483. Now, here's the question. Again, 855 472 5483. Caller number 3, the question is this. I had my sister on, Shannon, and she was a special guest. Can you please tell me what Shannon's TikTok name is? You got to call in, folks. And the winner is going to get, I'm going to send you a copy of my book. I will send that to you if you want it. I'm going to send it to you, but you got to call in 855-472-5483. And the winner, I'm going to be more than happy to send you a copy of my book. And if you want me to, I'll be more than happy to sign it. But I'm going to send that to you. Sorry, I got to mess up the camera there. There we go. So caller number 3, 855-472-5483. And that is that's the number to call. Just tell me what Shannon's TikTok name is, her username. For those of you on TikTok, you know what it is, because you can. But we mentioned it. I mentioned it. Now I did, but I mentioned it several times. I mentioned it when I had her on, and so there we go. All right. So who we have here? And we have a winner. Stand by. Okay, so we have a winner. Okay, so he's getting all the Mr. Producer is getting all the information, and then we'll let everybody know who the winner is. And we do this periodically just to have it's fun. It's just something to do, something that I enjoy doing for you guys, and hopefully you enjoy it as well. I hope you do. This next item is a very cool item. And I am incredibly happy to, let me take this out so you guys can see it. Well, if I can, I'm going to take it out anyway. All right, hold on, everybody. Hold on. I got to take it out of its covering. Man. Well, goodness gracious, they really put that sucker in there, didn't they? Okay. So this little thing that I have right now, I'm going to be giving out in a minute, but we're going to find out here in just a second. I don't have my little thing, but okay. This is an autographed copy, and I believe this is season 1. For those of you who like the Dead, that Dead show with all the zombies, what is it called? My brain just said goodbye. It is Walking Dead. There you go, The Walking Dead. So here is, I'm going to be giving this out. In just a second.
Oh, that looks nice.
So that's going to be given out here in just one moment. And, but that's going to have to be, that's a special one. That's a special one. So, okay, Mr. Producer, Mr. Producer is speaking to my ears, so you guys won't be able to hear, but I'll tell you what Mr. Producer says. All right, Mr. Producer, what do you got for us?
The winner is Carrie in Virginia.
Carrie in Virginia. Is that with a C or K?
C-A-R-R-I-E.
C-A-R-R-I-E. Carrie in Virginia. Well, okay, Carrie in Virginia, you have won the book. So congratulations to you on the book. I'll put your name on that and carry it in Virginia. I'll be happy to send that to you, and I'll sign it if you want me to. If that's something I'll be more than happy to do, if that's what you want me to do. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Producer. I appreciate that. Now, before we get into the great, big, huge prize, the thing is a lot of people always say, well, I love collecting rocks and amethyst, quartz. I just love them. Not that now this is me. This is my own personal opinion. I don't necessarily believe it. They have magical powers or anything like that. I just love them. It's created by God, and I love them. So I'm going to give this little gift out today. There is quartz here. It really is a cool little thing. It's I think it's you know. Okay, so this is a very simple. This will be a very simple one. And again, the phone number to call is 855-472-5483. That's the number to call. We'll do caller number 3. Don't call in yet because you don't know the question. So again, 855-472-5483. And I will send this to you, whoever wins. The question is this. Elvis Presley was married once. Call that number if you know the woman's name. Just first name will be fine. Who was Elvis married to? Of course, he got divorced, but nonetheless, all you got to do is call 855-472-5483, caller number 3, and I'm going to send this to you today. Or not today, but I'll send it to you on Monday when they're open. I wish I could send it today, but unfortunately I can't because they're closed. But you get the point. And in a minute, we're going to be giving this out. Okay, put this in here. All right. Yeah. No, Marco. No. Who is Elvis married to? Married. So, yeah, and Elvis, well, because the reason is the Elvis question goes in the very beginning of the show, I had talked about watching the Elvis movie. And I thought, well, why not? I'll go ahead and give the thing. Now, he was married to, keep in mind, Elvis was not married to Lisa Marie. That was Elvis's daughter. But okay, we have a winner. Okay, no more calling. Mr. Producer said, stop calling. Stop. All right, we have a winner, folks. It's funny. It is. It's crazy because sometimes the phone just goes on and on and on. And I was like, whoa, come on now. Yeah, Bill is our producer here, and he does a great job. We appreciate it. We appreciate Bill. He's a good man. He's a good man. Just don't tell him I said so. Yes, Mr. Producer.
I heard that. Guess who won?
Who won that, Mr. Producer?
How about your sister?
Shannon Long 30 won it.
She said, I never win anything, Bill.
Okay, well, Shannon Long 30. Well, that's pretty cool. Hey, everybody.
Hey, it's fair as fair. Number 3, I pick it up. That's the way it works.
That's the way it works. That's okay, Shannon. Well, then I'll be definitely giving this to you. And well, she is true. It's true. Every time I have some, she's like, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. I want it. She's never won. She's never won. Never. It's true. It's true, Bill. It really is. So Shannon Long 30, I'll put that in there. So now, this next one, guys, we're going to wrap this up here pretty soon because obviously we're getting close to the top of the hour. Again, you need to write this number down. It's not going to be caller number 3. It'll be caller number 7. Lucky number. And this is a pretty big gift. Again, the number is 855-472-5483. And this is for this beautiful little gift here. Autographed copy. It really is. It's cool. It's a really, really cool picture. I'll be giving that out. And don't worry. I have friends that obviously in the entertainment business, and this is how I get this stuff. So thankfully they donate it to the ministry, and I donate it back to you guys. All right, caller number 7, not yet. Here's the question. You gotta hear. Here's the answer. Here's the question. We have a great producer for the show, but you got to tell me his first name. So call in, caller number 7, 855-472-5483, and you're going to get this picture. So there we go. Mr. Producer. Oh, yeah. Caller number 7, and I'm going to be sending this. It really is a beautiful picture. Don't worry, folks. If you don't win, I have more pictures. I have a lot more items that are donated to the cause, and some really, really cool items. So don't worry. Caller number 7, you're going to win It really is a pretty picture. It really is. So we have a couple more minutes left. So as soon as we get this winner out, I want to remind everybody, don't forget that I do have night prayer, Spreaker.com/show/night prayer. Night prayer, all one word. That's tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Don't forget, go to kgradb.com. Make sure you subscribe and put Bishop as the promo code. Very important. And finally, now we'll be here on Sunday for Bible study. And then Monday is when I'll bring my sister Jennifer in, and we have all those fancy people's stuff that she's going to be offering at very, 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 yes, it is live, Sparky, at very, very discounted. I mean, really, you're not going to be able to buy them at the store for this price, but apparently they're pretty expensive. So I don't know if Mr. Producer, if we have an answer on caller number 7, but people are, do we have an answer? Do we have an answer? We'll have to wait till Mr. Producer lets us know. I don't know if we do or not, but once we do, we'll find out. And again, for those of you, what was the answer to the first question? That was Shannon Long 30. Shannon was asking who is what is my sister's tag name or username on TikTok? Shannon Long 30. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. 8 p.m. is on Sunday is Bible study. 8 p.m. And Shannon Long 30. Let us know if you're going to go live on TikTok afterwards. And Mr. Producer is probably going to kill me here after this. But how are we doing there, Mr. Producer? He's probably well. The first question was The first question was Shannon Long 30 was her TikTok. And then Elvis was married to whom? Elvis was married to Priscilla. Yes, Mr. Producer.
All right. Let me just get my piece of paper where I wrote down the information.
Okay.
The winner is Pamela.
Pamela.
In Clarksville, Indiana.
Clarksville. I know exactly where that is. Clarksville, Indiana. All right. Thank you, Mr. Producer.
You got it.
All right, everybody. So his name is Bill. That is Mr. Producer. Our phenomenal Mr. Producer is Bill. So we appreciate Bill very, very much. He works very hard behind the scenes, and I do appreciate him a lot. So Pamela, congratulations to you. Carrie, congratulations to you. Shannon, congratulations to you. We'll have a lot more next week. For those of you who are on Spreaker, I'm going to say goodnight to you, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, my friends. I hope that you enjoy the show. We tried to entertain you as much as we possibly can. And hopefully we did. Hopefully we kind of got your mind off the stress of life. Thank Shannon Long, of course, for doing some readings for us. We appreciate that as well. Remember, I tell you, and I want you to know this, your value does not decrease based on someone's inability or refusal to see your worth. Remember, you're priceless, and never let anyone convince you otherwise. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Good night. The Sacred Division has been brought to you by Bishop Long's online paranormal course. Learn demonology, angelology, paranormal studies, and genealogy. It's 100% online, and you learn at your own pace. Please go to www.bishopjameslong.com and click on the paranormal course link.